Hello everyone, we are going to be painting this base, putting epoxy over it. We will be using 3 different colors. First color is just a ground color. We will be using our aerosol, white base coat. Our main color will be our pastel blue. And a secondary color will be pastel pink. We do have these available in pastel green, pastel purple, and sherbet orange. One thing about our aerosols, and we have it right on the label, to have them at least 65 degrees. And currently, we are at 73. So first, the white. The white is just to get a ground coat. This has been prepped with 2 coats of epoxy with white on it and sanded to just basically get it smooth, but there are some cut throughs. So now we're gonna get coverage. That's all we're after. Always shake them good. I'm gonna shut it off so it's not spinning. I'm gonna turn it manually. And that should be good enough. So we're going to let that flash. No sanding will be required between coats. I'll just look it over really good with a little more light. Yeah, we got a little bit more here, but I'm going to get it right on the edge. And we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. This is completely dry. I can touch it, not a problem. One thing I did not say before, this was sanded with 400 grit, and then a red scuff pad, to get into the fine detail areas. So I'm going to shake this up good. I'm again going to shut the power off. I'm going to do the back side first. Now we're going to do the front. Let that flash a couple minutes. By spinning it, we're actually helping to remove the solvents. Now you might ask why I'm applying epoxy in this manner rather than flat. With this compound curve here, the epoxy didn't really want to flow over the backside that evenly. Whereas with this way, I'm able to do the backside, the front side, all at once. Now, one thing that you will see with epoxy is that the movement will tend to move the epoxy to the outer edge. So you're going to get more buildup out here, and you've got to be careful about not getting too much. Now, in all reality, I could just clear coat this piece too, but I am going to epoxy it because the spindle that is already done for it is done in epoxy, and I want them to look similar. We're going to let that spin for a few minutes and we'll come back and give it another coat. Okay, next we are going to put some pastel pink just around the edge. We're going to fade it in. I'm going to do that. I'm not going to have the machine running at that point. I'm just kind of going to give it a little bit of a look. Okay, we're going to let that flash. Okay, we're back. I did add a little bit more pink, just fogged it in on this edge where these corners are. I'm going to wipe this down real quick. I did sand the face just a little bit with some 400 just to smooth things out, get rid of a little bit of the pink overspray. Now I did also add just a little bit of our pastel blue mica into the epoxy. Very transparent. I like the look that it gives when I do that. So now let's put it on. On this outer edge, I do not want to get it thick. I am putting some there and then working my way in to make sure that I get both sides of this curvature. That's the problem with this piece. Make sure that we don't have any bare spots that wants to repel. I have found not to go overboard with the epoxy. Now for the back side. If you're wondering what this is mounted to, it's actually a lathe. It spins faster than a cups turner, but it's still pretty slow. about 40, 45 RPMs. Really comes in nice for sanding stuff also, because I can turn the speed up. Generally, I'll probably be sanding at about 200 RPM, maybe 150. I'm going to get a little more on the face. Okay, we're going to turn her on. Let it spin for a moment. I did heat the epoxy up to about 82 degrees. I like to do that in my territory because North Dakota is not warm in the winter. Makes it mix a lot easier. For one thing, I find that I don't have the bubbles, and it seems to cure a bit quicker. And this is Aluminite Quick Cure. Turn the speed up just a little bit for working this edge. Be right back getting another glove. We're going to let that spin. we'll show you the finished project.